How about those woke colonels and generals that literally support this DEI and CRT crap that we're teaching our troops? And I know it's happening. I tell this story all the time to friends. Mike, I sold a boat of mine a couple of years ago to a young Navy gal out here that works out on Coronado. You were there, obviously, being a SEAL. And she works on a battleship, I believe she told me. And I said, how's it going in the Navy? She goes, well, I'll tell you what, I'd rather be on my ship learning my battle systems, because she was some sort of loader for the big guns. She goes, but they got me on shore in a classroom learning DEI bullshit. Those were her words.
Yeah, it's, this warrior board that Trump is proposing, I've got to say, it's not a bad idea. If it is filled with the right people who are making selections on the flag and general officers who we know to be warriors, like the Scott Millers, the General Scott Millers of the world, the Stanley.
Would you want to be on that board, Mike?
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Okay. Throw your name out there right now. He watches the show. Throw your name in the hat, brother.
Pete knows. Pete is a professional. He's going to handle himself with grace and tact, but he's also one smart cookie. Princeton, Harvard.
Right. Top of his class,
the guy
right?
Top of his class. He will understand. He'll learn the system, and then he'll make the necessary changes, again, putting lethality as the hallmark of the military.
Amen. He made, well, not one controversial statement. He has said this for years, and now, of course, they're bringing it up. And I actually agree with him, and I'll probably take a little grief for this. But he has said in certain combat roles, he does not think women should be allowed in those roles. And a new study just came out, and I believe even the AP put it out, that the Marine Corps did a study on this, and it proves all male combat roles are succeeding. And it was like at least 2 or 5-fold. I forget the exact number. I don't want to get it wrong. But when they compared them to the mixed groups of combat, male and female versus all male, the numbers didn't lie, Mike. Your thoughts on what Pete thinks about that?
So Pete and I actually talked about this, and he wrote about it in the book War on Warriors. And I would recommend everyone pick it up. Okay. So the Marine Corps did studies. Our sisters in arms were 3 times more likely to get injured. They were combat ineffective compared to the all-male group. And even shot placement, whether indirect fire or direct fire, was not as accurate as the male units.
Wow.
The Obama administration knew this and decided to disregard the studies and the data and go ahead with the culture shift. Now, women play an amazing role. They were vital to the success of our operations on the battlefield. Even the cultural engagement teams where they dealt with the females on target. But women have been doing just a marvelous job behind the stick, combat aviators in the cockpit. So there are roles that they are an absolute fit for, but the actual combat arms, like special operations and infantry, I've got 2 daughters. I wouldn't want my daughters in those roles.